If this is what you want to be, if this is what you want to do as a creative, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. What's up, everyone? My name is Crystal, aka Phyllis Chris, aka Crystalline, and I just want to say I am back. I really don't know how to go about this business, but I know I've been away for 8 months. But a lot of things has changed within that 8th month of life. I don't know, it's like my whole entire life did a 360. So I know I've been away, I know I've been gone for super long, but I'm here to make it up to you. I finally came back into my senses and a burst of inspiration just came upon, and I'm just so happy to be back in that creative space, because for a minute I've been in creative block and it was a whole lot of razzle dazzle. I had to figure out what's best for me in my business. So I am here today to let you guys know, well, to share my story on my testimonial story of becoming a full-time entrepreneur / photographer, brand designer, etc. during the pandemic. Okay, also, while you guys here, don't forget, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, Fearless Friday, subscribe to my channel. Like, hello, what are you doing? This is how I transitioned working from a full-time job to becoming an entrepreneur. So let's just start in the timeline of February of last year. So, as some may know, I was working at a retail job. I was working for this company for maybe a year and a half. It started to become very repetitive, and I'm not gonna disclose the company name. But you know, it was still an okay company for in the beginning. So I was working for them for about a year and a half, and you know, February was the month where it was really like an eye-opener for me. I apologize if I feel like I'm going around the block and 2 blocks away from this story, but but I started in February, where I worked as a visual merchandiser, and normally around January and February, our hours get cut because of, you know, inventory and all that that stuff. But our hours get cut, and you know, it started to become cost efficient, where I was making this amount of money to this amount of money within a month. And I'm like, no. So eventually, that was going on for 3 weeks. So eventually, the company was changing a lot of things in the retail store. And so they cut my job position, and they kept, because it was 2 of the visuals, and they kept one other. So they cut my position as a visual merchandiser, and I got depromoted to be a sales lead for the company. Now, this was an eye-opener, because for one, this was a sign for me to leave. So I already had in mind that this was an eye-opener for me to leave. So I didn't leave. I stayed because I had to, you know, I was living at a condo at the time. I had to pay my bills. I had to do this. I had to do that. Blah 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 blah. So once that happened, I was a sales lead for 3 weeks, and I'm not gonna lie, I was on my game. I was really on my game. I was doing my job. I was making sure I get credits. I was making sure I get all of this. I was making sure I was being very attentive. I was making sure I was dressing nice, dressing for the whatever. Got that part out the way. In 3 weeks, that's when the pandemic hit. And March 17th, and it's actually coming up to be March 17th a year today. Because it's March 11th now. But anyway, yep, that's when the pandemic hit, and that's when I knew that was my way out. That's when I really started planning, okay, if this is what you want, if this is what you want to do, if this is what you want to be, if this is what you want to do as a creative, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. And I started I started planning. Let me just stack up these unemployment checks. Let me stack up this stimulus check. Let me just stack. I stacked so much money, y'all. I stacked so much money from the time March hit through July July when I quit my job. And so in a matter of 4 months, I stacked up so much money. And plus, on account of that, and getting paid from my job as well. So that helped a lot. When we came back, I was like, oh, like I'm back again, like da. So it took a lot for me to get back in that in that funk, because I just, at that time, I just I dreaded that job so much. I dreaded that job a lot. I hated I even cried on the phone with my mother because I hated the job. I hated it. That's all I can say. I just hate the job. It just wasn't for me. I was driving like 35 minutes out every day, back and forth, and then they wanted me to do a lot. It was just a whole lot of it, and I was just like, I gotta go. So my original game plan was to quit my job in November of 2020, but God said, no ma'am, we are quitting our jobs early. So throughout the months, I was just like blah, working here and there. I was also doing YouTube, as you can see in the previous videos, where I was actually working. But I didn't film my entrepreneurship journey. I don't know why. I was just so ready to just blah. But I got pictures. I can insert some pictures of when I quit my job, but I don't know why I didn't just record that day. But when I put in my 2 weeks notice on July 13th. And I remember when I did it without my mother. Like, normally I was like, yeah, like that. But during this time, like, a lot of people was in my head about and just projecting their fears onto me, as far as jumping out and taking a risk and becoming an entrepreneur, and especially a photographer. And so they were just like, no, like, you shouldn't quit your job. You should just stack up from your job, and then, do stuff on the side. I'm just like, no. Like, y'all not about to do that to me. Like, I have to make choices for myself. I have to figure out life on my own. And that's when I decided. I just put in my notice. I called my mother crying. I was just like, mother, like, this is it. Like, I have to do this. I know you may not understand, because my mother, like, my family from back home, they work traditional jobs. So all they're used to was just 9 to 5, get a job, work. Become a lawyer, become a doctor, become something working with the government that's guaranteed money. And I'm just like, no. I've always been a creator since I was a kid, and I just don't fit in the norm. So I was on the phone with her. I was talking to her. I was crying on the phone. I'm like, listen, this is what I'm going to have to do. You may not understand it at first. I don't even understand what I'm doing, but I have to make this decision for myself, my career, and things that I want to do out of my life. Because you already lived yours, mamacita. But got her on the phone, and when I put in my 2 weeks notice, I felt like God just really wrapped his arms around me that entire 2 weeks. Like, it was like I just kept seeing angel numbers. I kept seeing, like, signs at my job. I kept feeling his spirit, like, upon me, and that's when I knew I made the right decision. I was like, I'm not going back. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm just gonna freaking do it and just figure it out. That's it, because life is all about figuring things out. How will you know if you don't try? So that's exactly what I did. Yeah, like, my journey as a photographer now, as a brand designer, like, I have so many titles as to being a photographer. I'm a website designer, brand content manager, like, it's just a lot of titles, and I'm just like, what am I? But it's totally fine. But yeah, once I took off on entrepreneur August. Like as soon as I quit my job, I got booked with a photo shoot. Like it was like a non-stop. It was so non-stop. Like I didn't stop. I was up and down, up and down, up and down until December. December was like the biggest. Like I was just at it every day. It seemed like I had a shoot. Like I was up and at it. And fast forward to now, March. So I did get creative block, and of course, if you want a video on how to get out of the creative funk, I will make that video for you guys. Just let me know in the comment down below. But during this whole process, I've been an entrepreneur for about 8 months now. So I'm a learning curve. Like I'm figuring things out for myself. I'm figuring things out for my business. I'm figuring things what I want out of life personally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's time consuming, and it's not gonna take overnight. So it's literally like up and down, up and down, up and down. But yep, I took a leap of faith, and today, fast forward to March, I'm here back on YouTube with you guys, and I'm very excited to be back. I getting off subject, but my hair is red now. I dyed my hair red. I got tattoos, and I'm getting a new tattoo this coming up Friday. So it's been a lot of changes, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what I have in stores. I do have some great content that I have in mind, and I do want to start taking YouTube more seriously now, because I want you guys to see what I do in a day of my life and how I get along this journey. You're gonna see my ups and downs. It's gonna be pretty much raw. Now that I'm figuring out my game plan and my strategy and what I want to put out into the world, it's not so much going to be about makeup videos anymore, like vlogs. But like, yes, I'm still gonna do vlogs, but it's not gonna be just any type of vlog. It's gonna be more of a informational, educational vlog where I take you like behind the scenes of shooting with the influencer or doing like DIY film stuff in Razzle Dazzle. But that is what I have in store for you guys. But that's just a little insight on how I became a full-time entrepreneur, as a photographer, brand photographer, all of that in one. So I know this video is a little short. Maybe it was a little short, I don't know, but I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I cannot wait for you to follow me along this journey, because I have a lot. I have a story to tell, and I want to take you guys with me on this journey of Fearless Chris, okay? Because we're living. I'm now in a great space where I can do a little bit more, even though my life is so hectic, but I can do a little bit more, and I can move a little bit around more to show you guys my life and what I have to offer. And hey, if you want to join the Fearless gang, you know, we here to support. We support all my ladies, all my men. We support all the entrepreneur baddies, the Instagram models, all of that. We support the grind. We support the hustle. So thank you guys for welcoming me back in open arms. Thank you guys for really just taking the time to watch this video and supporting me. And like, I just can't thank you guys enough. I'm going to thank you guys 1,000 times, like blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm so excited, and thank you guys for watching. And make sure, do not forget like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss weekly freaking videos, okay? Weekly freaking videos, guys. Like, it's not gonna take you 2 seconds, okay? Like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all, I'm out, y'all. Peace.